This is a pre-trip on truck 823. To do a pre-trip on this, you're gonna have, since it's a cab over, you gotta lift the cab up. But before you do this, make sure you pull your booms out, because if you don't, you're gonna smash the windshield. So, you start by unraveling these. Once it's loose, pull it all the way out. Kind of tighten one of them so they don't slide. Then you're going to see a pin right down here. Pull the cotter pin, pull that bolt out, put it back in so you don't lose it. Stick it right there. Some of them are a little rough, so you might have to yank on it. And it's going to lift all the way out. Might as well pull the bottom one out a little bit too, so you don't crack the front there. Then you're gonna come over here. You're gonna lift this latch. Oh, I lied. It's this one first, then this. Really? There we go. This one, then this one. This is your safety latch, so you can pull it out. Good Lord. And push it up. Always want to push it up all the way until this latches. There's a little latch right here that's going to save this thing from falling down on you. There's also a safety pin right here. It goes right there. Usually. So you're double safe. Rag. Where did that rag go? And then oil should be right here. See right here it says 10 quarts of oil. I don't see it. Oh, I don't see it written anywhere else. Should be labeled what kind of oil, but it's not. But this tells you it takes 10 quarts. Oh, I lied right there. 10 quarts of 1540. Right there. You always want to wipe it first and put it back in. Since it's a diesel, the oil is typically going to be a little bit blacker since it, or rather than if it was a gasoline. But you see it's at a good mark. Can't exactly see. Oh, there it is. There's the hole. So it's a little bit overfull because you want it in between that hole, and there should be another hole right about there. That's where you want it to be, right in there somewhere. That's good. Always want to make sure you push that in all the way. While we're down here, we're going to check any belts that we see. Make sure there's not wires hanging around everywhere. As you can see, all the wiring seems to be tied up. The belt is usually right here. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's black, but you want to look to see if it's worn or torn or anything like that. It's not. Take a peek at your filters. Make sure that they've been changed recently. There's one there, and then there's one behind this plate that's usually labeled right there. One's fuel and water separator, and one's oil filter. I believe this one's the transmission fluid. Yeah, truck's got to be running to test that. Yeah, that's transmission fluid. But we'll come back and check that once the engine's running. Come around to this side. Watch where you're walking so you don't walk into that thing. Fluids. Here's your washer fluid tank. You can see where it's at. Always make sure that's full. Here's your coolant. You can see max and min. You can see that it's just below the max. And here's your brake fluid. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see the fuel or the oil is right above the min line, which is fine. Right. While we're down here, we can check the front tires. This one seems to be a little worn. I'd say probably have it changed, but since you can kind of stick your finger in it, it'll be all right for right now. But sitting here for the winter. You always want to look down. You can see the kingpins and whatnot. You know, look to see if you can see any like fresh oil dripping off of it. You can't. It's all right. You can see the leaf springs under it. They're not cracked. The other side probably could have done while we were over there. Same thing. Look at the tread. You see it's kind of worn down on the edges. Not a huge issue, but could get replaced. Same thing. I don't see any fresh oil dripping down, so it's good. Leaf springs, control arms, all that good stuff. This should be one of your fuse panels. Make sure that lid is on. Make sure not to step on it, because you're going to break it. Walking around, sometimes you'll see DEF fluid. I would try to keep it full if it's on there. A lot of our DEF fluid systems have been deleted, but that's a conversation you want to have just to check to see if it's there or not. Walking around, I can see this takes diesel fuel. Always look at this while you're fueling up, so you don't put the wrong fuel in, but you want to make sure the cap is on there, that it's tethered, so you're not losing it. Take a look at the hose reel, make sure it's not dangling on the ground or anything else like that. Same thing for the rear tires. You're going to check both duals for tread, your lug nuts. You can't really get in there to check the leafs and whatnot, but sometimes you can peek around to look, and they seem to be okay. Fire extinguisher. You're always going to want to make sure that's full or in the green mark. That means it's usable. While we're back here, we'll take a peek in here. You should have a toolbox in your truck. It's not necessary for DOT stops, but you need it in a spray truck and all this other good stuff. Oh yeah, the key. The key is also supposed to be in here when you're not using the vehicle. It's always supposed to be locked up so your truck doesn't get stolen. Since we have that in hand, we're gonna let the cab down. May need help with that. That was kind of heavy. To do that, pull this pin that went right there, put it back in its holder, and then very carefully, without dropping this on yourself, you're gonna push this lever in, you yank that knee out. Oh, there we go. And it should kind of just fall. It didn't fall enough. Once it falls, you're going to want to make sure that this latch is biting on this bar. Then, just push that in. Now, the cab shouldn't go anywhere. Since we have the key, the oil's checked. You come in here. Check all your gauges. Sounds alright. Check all your gauges, make sure they work. Engine light is fine. Usually, 9 times out of 10, we have those on trucks, and it's usually something small that we just don't replace right away. This seems okay. Now I'm gonna turn this off just so the battery is on.
I'll take the microphone now.
Then we're gonna do lights.
Alright, so we're gonna be checking the headlights first. Let's do regular low beams. See, they're both working. High beams. Good, they're both working. Left. There we go. Left, right, 4 ways. Alright, now I'm gonna go to the back and we're gonna check the same thing. Now that we're on the back, we got the regular driving lights on. Left, right, 4 ways, brake, reverse. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine. This is the error board. We also have to check on that, but we're gonna take our time and get to that point soon. All our lights are working. We gotta check the error board.
Yep. Now we're gonna check our safety features. Your beacons are usually on this console somewhere. It'll be labeled beacon. You're gonna flip that switch on, come around to the outside and check them. These ones happen to be located on the back. You see those are flashing just fine. Is there no? Yeah, there's an error board.
Yeah, there
For this, you can come back here. There's an on and off switch right here. And then you're gonna see it has different settings right here. There's 4 ways, bar, left, right. You're gonna check all of those.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the back and check all of them now. So we have our beacons on. We got 4 dots, straight line across, right, left, double, and they're all off. We might have to replace the light bulb there, but that's it. We have 1 light that's out.
1 light's out.
That's it, so we have to put in a ticket for that.
Okay. Okay. So we did all the lights, caution, safety beacons. You want to check your mirrors on these because sometimes they get taken off. You just want to look at them, make sure they're not broken. Horn. Okay. Parking brake. These parking brakes are right here. You're just going to pull up on them until it feels kind of snug. And then you're going to just put it in gear, see if it rolls. If it doesn't roll, that means your parking brake's working. To release it, you push this button, pull up a little bit, and then it goes right back down. Seat belt. Just going to give that a quick click. If it clicks, and you can tug on it, it doesn't come out, you're good. Triangles are located right back here behind your middle seat. Right here. Exhaust system is fine. Suspension, oil leaks, washer fluid's fine. We didn't check the wipers yet, so let's get that done quick. Your wipers are located on the right side of your steering column by this little switch. You have multiple settings, see if they work. To get them going, just press this button on the end. I guess that's not working, so we'll have to write that up. Okay. Trim depth, oil leaks. It seems you always want to make sure you have your driver items on you, your license, your medical card, especially for this one since it's over 10,000 pounds. Proper PPE, which would be your hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, vest. Toolbox we have. You want to make sure you get a good night's sleep, so get your 10 hours off duty. Brakes self-adjusted. They're all pretty much self-adjusting for most of our trucks. I didn't hear any unusual sounds. I think that should be good, other than our GVWR, which is on one of these stickers somewhere. It's usually located in the door jam down there.
Somewhere here. Yeah, 32 right there.
No, that ain't right.
Oh, that's kilograms. It's 14,925.
No, 19.5. GVWR 19.5. Okay. I think that's a wrap. The transmission, you're right, the transmission fluid.
So that one we do when the truck is on.
Yep. When the truck is on, you're gonna check it. As I stated earlier in the video, when you check all your fluids and whatnot. When the truck is running and the cab is up, you're gonna pull that dipstick up and you're gonna see the 2 holes that I showed you earlier, and you're gonna wanna make sure that fluid is in there, or else you're not gonna be able to shift. That concludes our video.